Two dudes, one VHS. Rewind the time, no need to guess. Pop it in, press play, don't stress. It's a movie night, pure retro mess. Old tapes, big last, memories flash. We're kicking it back when classics last. So grab some snacks and don't you fret. Two dudes, one VHS.
Hey everybody, it's Alex here again.
It's Roma. How's it going, guys?
We're two dudes, one VHS. We're here for another movie, and we've got a special guest today. We're enjoying having our special guests. So, today's special guest, Mel, will you introduce yourself?
Okay, hi. It's Melanie, or Mel, aka Momma Braga. Very excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm the first girl on your show too.
She is.
So I
She is.
just had to put that in there because I'm like so proud. I infiltrate the men group.
You did.
And this movie, so we did our pre-watch, Roma and I, last week for this movie. We're going to try to keep it classy because there's a lot of...
Wait a second. Don't say we are going to try and keep it classy, because during that entire pre-watch, you were not classy.
Me?
Yeah.
You. Jessica Rabbit is a completely, just whatever. So we'll try to keep it as classy as possible for this talk. So we are doing Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes.
Yes, the shirt.
Wearing a shirt. Yeah, you're wearing Star Wars. That doesn't help, Roma.
It doesn't help.
So I'm going to pull up my notes. I've got a bunch of notes like I usually do. Guys, this movie, 1988. So she old. Directed by...
Classic.
Yeah, and I also want to mention, I'm going to be rambling a lot. Feel free to interrupt at any time.
He really does ramble a lot.
I will just go on and on. Please, during a specific part, you got something to say, just say it. And I will shut the hell up. Roma already knows how it works. So this is directed by Robert Zemeckis. So Back to the Future is one of his big ones, which we've already done part 1 of that. So we won't talk too much about him. This was written by Jeffrey Price and Peter Seaman, who both worked on Wild Wild West, The Grinch with Jim Carrey, and Last Holiday, one of my favorite Christmas movies with Queen Latifah. Love it. It's so funny. Another writer by the name of Gary Wolfe, who really has nothing to his credit. He probably had a very small part. This was produced by Steven Spielberg, who I'm sure we've all heard of. He's a little well-known guy. So again, we won't spend too much time on him. We'll get into the starring. Okay, Bob Hoskins. So Roma, we did Super Mario Brothers. He was Super Mario, or just Mario, not really
Mario.
Super. Good actor. He was also in I didn't write it down. Made in Manhattan with J-Lo.
Okay.
He was pretty okay in that. He didn't have a huge role. He was in other things. I just didn't write them down. Christopher Lloyd. Okay, Back to the Future. Addams Family. The TV series Taxi. Huge guy. We've talked about him when we did Back to the Future. Charles Fleischer is the voice of Roger Rabbit. Okay. He was a news reporter in Dick Tracy. He was in Back to the Future Part 2. Okay. If you don't remember, he was aged up. He was the guy who says, "Oh boy, I wish I had gone back and bet on the Cubs to win." Gives Marty the idea of taking the almanac to the past. Very small role, but he was there. Kathleen Turner. She is Jessica's speaking voice. She's actually uncredited in this role. Do you guys know who Kathleen Turner is?
Really?
Because I do. Kathleen Turner? You guys know? No? Don't know the name? You didn't
I'm not very good
her
with
voice
names.
from anything? No?
Nope.
She was in the Quarter Lane movies with Michael Douglas. Romancing the Stone, Jewel of the Nile. She was the lead role in Peggy Sue Got Married. She was in the movie Man with Two Brains with Steve Martin. She was V.I. Warchowski on the TV series in the 90s. Wow, I watched too much TV. Okay, we're gonna keep going.
You watched way too much TV because I'm just looking her up right now and like I know the face, but I don't remember seeing in her any movies. None.
Okay, that's fine. Two more names I'm gonna mention. Very small role. Frank Sinatra's in this movie. Did you guys pick up Frank?
Yep.
Oh my God, no.
He was the singing
Where?
sword in the final battle
The sword.
when
Oh.
Eddie Valiant pulls out the tuned sword. He sings the line there. Jim Cummings. Okay, you guys should know the name. He's a huge voiceover guy, and by should, you probably haven't. 120 credits on IMDb. His biggest
Wow.
one is he's Winnie the Pooh. From
I love Winnie the Pooh.
everything.
Really?
From all Winnie the Pooh. He's done Tigger as well. He was Darkwing Duck in that series. He
God,
voices
Darkwing Duck.
all the Mogwais in the Gremlins movie. Yeah. He had so much to go through,
Wow.
and it was all like, it was crazy, like left field, this, that, whoa, okay, too much. So I took down what I liked the most. Okay, let's. I've got some fun facts. Does anybody have anything they want to share about the movie? Anything that they know about
Like-
this movie?
You can start with the
No.
fun facts, and then I would be
Yeah,
happy
Alex
to
knows a lot of fun
contribute.
facts.
Well, it's no. I went down a literal rabbit hole this time.
It's fitting for the movie.
It really is. So the first time they screened this to a test audience, it was a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds. And they all walked out.
Oh, wow.
They hated it. But Robert Zemeckis didn't give a shit. And he kept the movie the same way. He says, I'm not making any changes for these kids. It was really pointless to do a test audience if you're not going to listen to the test audience. But honestly, I think it worked out.
I wonder why he did 18 to 19 because it seemed more of portrayed to an adult audience.
So I think it was because he was aiming for the middle, because we've got Disney involved, so kid,
Right.
but then we've got sexual humor involved, adult. So he just decided, let's shoot it down the middle. 18, 19,
Right.
21 is legal, right? So
Right.
give it a shot.
Hmm.
They didn't
I
like
guess.
it. Warner Brothers obviously is involved, as we see lots of their characters throughout the movie. So Warner Brothers in the movie's production actually got into an argument of what their animation was going to look like. Because Warner Brothers, obviously, Bugs Bunny, for example, has changed as the years
Right.
progressed. How they drew him, how he looked, how he spoke, everything. They wanted the current version, so the 1988 version of Looney Tunes.
Right.
That's what they wanted in the movie. But the production of the movie, Robert Zemeckis and so on, the movie's set in the 40s. So they wanted 40s Looney Tunes, which is why the Bugs Bunny we see is an older style of Bugs, older style of all the other characters. So apparently they sent test footage with the 88 version of Bugs.
Right.
And then after they got sign off and approval, they changed it without Warner Brothers knowing. So Warner Brothers didn't find out till the movie was released that they went back on their word. I tried
weird,
to
though,
see
'cause you
if there's
just
any
said-
lawsuits. I couldn't find anything about it.
You said 1940s, but like the Disney cartoons that they used weren't from the 1940s either, though. They were more newer. They had some characters that were older from like the 1940s, 1950s, but like the main characters like Mickey was not the 1940s Mickey.
Well, I see, and I can't even remember here, bad nerd, but I don't remember what 40s Mickey looked like, because I know he started off as Montgomery, but I think that was in the 20s. So I honestly, I didn't do that kind of research. Get off my back.
I'm not getting on your back. I'm having a conversation.
Don't embarrass me in front of Melanie. Tim Curry. You guys know who Tim Curry is?
Yeah.
Melanie?
No.
No.
I'm not good with names. I'm not.
Have you seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yes, gave me nightmares for years.
Okay, he was in that. Have you seen the movie Clue?
Okay. think so.
Neither has Roma.
I have not seen it either.
Okay, so why are you making me feel bad?
Anyways, Tim Curry was auditioned for the role of Judge Doom, but Michael Eisner, the president of Disney at the time, said, no, this guy is too effing terrifying. I don't want him in the movie. So they went with Christopher Lloyd, who is still terrifying.
Yes,
Very
he's very
terrifying.
scary. Yeah.
I'm going to try to sum up this now. This is the last bit I have, is this movie's essentially based on true events. Okay? No,
Okay.
not that cartoons live in the real world, Rohan.
Right.
Not that
Right.
part. Okay? The whole demolishing of the trolley system, creating freeways through Toontown is what Judge Doom talks about. That's the plot of the movie. They want to destroy Toontown to put up freeways, get rid of the rail cars. And that happened in Southern California in the 40s to the 60s. Apparently, LA had one of the largest electric rail systems in the world. Red cars for city to city, yellow cars for inside LA. We see a little bit of the red cars because Valiant jumps on one.
Right.
Apparently, it was super popular for daily life. But after World War II, cars became more popular. The oil companies were pushing buy cars. So these companies, let's see, it was gasoline companies, oil companies, car dealerships, they all teamed up together and bought the rail just to close it. Because
Wow.
electric rail doesn't make them any money.
Right.
So they teamed up, they bought that, they dismantled it, more cars, build more roads, so they got rich. So that's the subplot to this movie, besides who actually framed Roger Rabbit. I'm done. Anyways.
So did you know that this film too, they had to do a lot of back and forth with Disney and Warner Brothers because Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny needed to have the exact same amount of airtime. Did you know that?
We actually talked about that in our pre-watch. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like the exact same time that's why they were both like in that where he's falling down. They're both at the same time so that they would get equal time. That was part of the arrangement when they were negotiating the movie.
Yeah, and apparently equal jokes. No one could have funnier jokes than the other. They
Yeah, that's
really
funny.
went back and forth with that. It's really like bitter, like so petty. Just be happy.
But I
with
guess
it.
if you think about it, it's their first movie where they're together. You don't want one to have more showtime and more dialogue than the other, because then you're promoting more of one than the other, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now
I wonder if they did the same thing with Daffy and Donald because
I
they're
believe
both
so, yeah.
playing. Yeah, no, at the same
Yeah.
time.
even other characters, I think, like if we see a Disney character walking by, we see a WB character too. Like they
Right.
like legitimately stopwatch BB Disney, okay, WB, and just measure it throughout the whole movie. And we see a lot.
Right.
Like, man,
Crazy.
I tried pausing it to write down all these characters that I was seeing. There was way too many. I was just like, no, forget it. I'm not even going that deep on this. I don't know if either of you wrote down
No.
characters you saw,
No,
but let's
not all the
talk
characters.
about Mel. Let's start with you. Thoughts on the movie?
So I love it. To me, it's a classic. I grew up watching it. The year it was released was the year that my sister was born. So that's why I remember.
Me too. I have a younger sister that was born in '88.
Oh, see, look at that. And I liked it, I guess because I grew up in a Portuguese household. My parents didn't understand the movie, so I was allowed to watch this. They didn't understand the adult humor in
Right.
it, which was great for me because there was the cartoons, right? So it's like cartoons and then real people. So for me, it was so like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, and a deep down childhood dream was always to be like in a cartoon. I would
Right.
love to be in a cartoon. Like who wouldn't want to be in a cartoon? So I was just fascinated with all of that. So I didn't really look at the storyline. Now that I'm way, 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 way older and rewatching it again, I'm like, shit, some of these storylines are deep. like there's a detective who's going through grief, and there's like a whole thing on justice and changes, corruption. I'm like, wow, I didn't notice any of this. Now I do, because again, I'm much, 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 much older. But like, as a kid, you can't help but fall in love with like the cartoon part of it. Like, I love Roger Rabbit. He is so cute. So yeah, and then with the Disney and all the other like animations growing up watching, seeing them all together was, again, this was like a first of its kind to have them all together. So it's mind blowing that they were able to pull it off, right?
Yeah.
So I loved it. And then you could tell it was based in the 40s because when the detective goes on that, I call it a streetcar.
Yeah.
The streetcar, because we have that in Toronto. We have the streetcars still. And he hops in, and then there's like little kids in the back smoking, and I'm like, oh my God, was that allowed? I'm like, I watched this. This was allowed to air in the 80s.
You were probably
You could tell how
when you
much.
were watching it.
Yeah, you could tell how much movies got away with stuff back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's gonna fly now with the kids.
No, they wouldn't show that stuff in new movies now. You're right, 100%. Like stuff that we watched in the 80s was built differently back then. They publicize, underage smoking, underage drinking, underage everything, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't get away with that now.
Yeah. And then the whole like patty cake scene, like you're thinking the worst case scenario, and then you're just like, oh my God, it's legit patty cake.
Yeah.
Roma, do you want to give your review at the end?
I'll do mine at the end.
Okay. During our pre-watch, we already talked about our thoughts of the movie. That's why I wanted to get yours now. Okay, let's just get into the movie. The first scene is the Baby Herman and Roger Rabbit cartoon. And we're right into a cartoon. So your parents are happy. They can leave the room now. You're safe.
Yes, exactly.
Honestly, it's a great little intro. We see exactly what Warner Brothers cartoon style is like with the knives and, Roger getting hurt all the time. It's hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah.
But once we get out of that scene, the fridge opens after falling on Roger's head. And Roger's seeing little birdies. Again, super funny, classic trope, right? But this time, now we see the director and he's a human. And we're all blown away, I'm sure, at this time when we were kids. Wow, there's a real person talking to Roger. And he's mad at Roger because he got little blue birdies when he was supposed to have stars.
Stars.
I don't know if I found that funny when I was a kid, but I found it funny now that he chases off he chases after the director saying, I can do stars. And he's smacking himself again and again, and he still can't do the stars. God, it's just written really well. Like, that was funny. Anybody have anything to say about that opening scene?
Honestly, like you just said, you pretty much put it in a nutshell. Is like, this was a movie that obviously I didn't watch in theaters, and I said I wanted to watch it, and I watched the first 5 minutes. My mom and dad pieced out while I kept watching the video, not realizing what kind of movie it actually was. They thought it was just a cartoon. So you depicted the first 5 minutes perfectly at that point.
My mom loved cartoons, so
Yeah.
I can't remember that this far back to watching this for the first time. But for sure, my dad probably either was working or went to go find something to do once he's seen it was a cartoon. My mom, though, loves to laugh, loves cartoons. I'm sure she would have found this pretty funny and sat there with me. Well, let's see. Okay, next scene, we get to meet Eddie Valiant now. The main human role, we'll say, in this.
The grumpy man.
Yeah. We meet him right off the bat, and we find out that he's super racist.
Very, very racist.
At all. Or cartoonist? No, because that's someone who draws cartoons. I don't know what the terminology.
They call them tunes.
Yeah, so
he says, I hate tunes.
Yeah, so is he a racist or a tunist? Yeah.
We'll stick with the racist portion because
he's
it's
racist. Okay, yeah. Because they are a race of peoples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets hired by what's his name, AK Maroon, to take photos of Jessica cheating on Roger.
Right.
and he offers the job to him for $100. And Eddie's excited. Don't get me wrong. If somebody today would say, "Can you go take some pictures? Here's $100." I'm taking the 100 and taking the pictures. It's just going to be on my phone and not that up open camera he was using. But I looked it up. The inflation of $100. Did anybody look this up?
No, I did not. And I knew
Okay.
you were going to do something like this because you always go above and beyond when these comes to these videos.
$100 in the 50s is now equivalent to, in Canadian dollars, $2,074.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Pretty good paycheck, so I can see why he was so
Okay.
excited for it.
Yeah, I guess.
I just told you I would have done it for $100. For 200, he wouldn't have finished his sentence. I would have been on my way. Roma would have taken the job for free fries at McDonald's.
Throw in a Frosty and I'll get close-ups.
But now he's got to go to McDonald's and Wendy's. It's a lot of-
Hey, he wants some pictures?
Eddie looks out the window, and now we get to see some of the chaos of what the world is looking like. It's our first real shot of outside the studio or an office. Now, some furniture movers are moving some boxes that they break, and a bunch of furniture, toon furniture, jumps out playing instruments. Now I'm confused. Are the toons living entities? In which case you're boxing them up? Or are they furniture? What are they first? Furniture or alive?
I want to say they're both.
Obviously
they're
they are
live,
both, but which one
but-
do you treat them as?
Well, because Toontown is just a town of toons and nobody really associates them as a, like you said, he's a racist type of thing, as a living race. They're going to treat them like objects. They're not going to treat
Melanie,
them like living.
you have a dining room chair that plays saxophone. Are you putting it away in storage in a box, or are you allowing it to live its life?
So I think with that scene, because right before you see that, he talks about, because it doesn't Dumbo come and he
Right
said
after-
he got a great
Right
deal
after this, yeah.
for Dumbo and Fantasia. And Fantasia is furniture. So maybe the moving is them grabbing the Fantasia deal and they're shipping it to them. That's what I think it is.
Okay, so you're okay boxing up live things, live people. Good to know. Good to know. All right.
Yes.
These, Melanie, get used to it. These are the hard-hitting questions you're gonna get here.
Oh, this is your rapid fire to me.
Yes.
No problem.
Yes.
So yes, we do. Eddie looks away, looks back. There's some eyeballs in the blinds. It's Dumbo, which was cute to see Dumbo because he doesn't get much love.
No. And he was from the 40s. That movie.
Right. Yes. So it's very fitting. Same as the Fantasia. It's old, so seeing
Yeah.
Yes.
mops
Yeah.
or whatever cleaning up was good. Now we see Eddie jump onto the back of one of the red cars, like you said earlier, with some kids. He mentions it's the best public transportation in the world, which is kind of a jab at what I was talking about before, that LA was upset that they dismantled these tracks and brought
Right.
in more vehicles. The fact that he gets those cigarettes from the kids, yeah, it's accurate, I'm sure. My dad wasn't born in the 40s, but I know he was smoking by the age of 10. So it's what it is. The next scene, we go to the bar where we finally, we realize Eddie's a bit of an alcoholic. We see he's got more hostility towards toons. We find out that a toon killed his brother. A little bit of backstory. That one drunk patron comes in and kind of gives him a hard time. And we meet Dolores, the bartender, who has a bigger role than I thought she would have. I don't remember the last time I watched this movie. Because I blanked out about a lot of stuff. Like this random bartender lady was in the movie so much. And
Yeah, I didn't realize that as well either until until I rewatched it. Is that I thought she was just in that one scene and that was it.
yeah. But she plays a bigger part throughout the movie.
She is his love interest.
That's
You
right.
picked up on that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And they talk during this bar scene. They talk about a vacation that they once took a long time ago, and That plays back again later in his office. We'll chat about that again. But that was it for that scene. We're now at a nightclub where I found it funny Eddie needs to get in, and it's the big gorilla bouncer at the door. The line, nice monkey suit. I laughed.
So did my 11-year-old when I watched it with her.
See, yeah, I'm right there with the 11-year-olds.
Yeah, mentality-wise, yeah, you are.
And this is where we see Daffy and Donald. Besides Dumbo, these are really our two big names.
Yeah.
Like I said, Dumbo doesn't get much love, but this is Donald Duck, Daffy Duck. Like, these are huge characters in their respective worlds. And they're playing the dueling pianos. Very funny. And then,
Daffy makes fun of Donald's talking. Did you
Right.
pick up on that? I can't understand this duck.
yeah, it's never funny to laugh at someone's disability.
Only if
Except
they're
in this
cartoon.
moment. In this moment, it was funny.
It's a duck talking about a duck. I think it's okay. It's a pass.
I think it's a pass. Yeah, this situation is okay. Real life, not okay. Here, okay. We're good.
I can see Alex putting a PSA at the top of the video in this part right now.
I'm also going to put a disclaimer that this involves discussion of tobacco usage.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Yeah, you have to.
Now we meet Acme, the Acme owner. We all know what Acme is. It's in every Looney Tunes cartoon.
Mhm.
Funny side note. Did you guys know that Wile E. Coyote versus Acme is coming out to theaters?
yes, I want to
No?
see that really badly.
Okay, so it's another movie like Roger Rabbit, cartoons and humans, no Disney involvement. It's going to be all WB Looney Tune characters in the real world. Because Wile E. Coyote, the premise really quickly is the coyote's pissed off that all of the Acme equipment keeps failing and he's never caught the Roadrunner. He is suing Acme.
Yeah.
Super funny premise. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna be hilarious.
Acme sprays Eddie with some disappearing ink. There was a problem in this scene that I didn't like. Did anybody have a problem with this? Does this cheese anybody off? Again, just me.
No.
Okay.
Just you.
What, with the ink? Just with the because of the ink?
With the editing of the ink. Okay, so he sprays them, and he gets all upset. And Acme says, it's already gone. It's disappearing ink. And then the edit cuts to a shirt where we clearly see the blob of ink.
Right.
And we watch it disappear.
Okay.
He just said it's already gone. No, it's not. It's there.
Really?
I saw it with my own eyes. It's there. It's not gone. If I was Eddie, I'd be pissed. You think of it this way. Think you're Eddie, and he says it's gone. You look down exactly like how the camera pans over. It's a blob. I only need to see it for half a second, and I'm looking back up at him and yelling at him.
Now,
it's not gone.
I understand where you're coming from, Alex. But again, movie magic, they were just showing you how it disappears.
In my world, if I were the editor of this movie, I would have shown the disappear first. Show the audience that it disappears. Eddie doesn't know. Then Acme saying, it's already disappeared. Cut to Eddie looking down, and it is gone. He's like, oh, wow, it is. You're right.
Well, Eddie's not a grumpy old Portuguese man, and he's not going to say these things.
He's close. He is pretty close.
He is pretty close, but he's not at your stage yet.
If he were drinking moonshine, he'd be pretty close. Okay. Anyways, that just upset me. I'll carry on since nobody else cares. We get to see Betty Boop. Okay, Betty Boop. Awesome. Love Betty Boop. Again, from that era. We talked about Betty Boop when we did our rewatch on Christmas Vacation. She has been voiced by the exact same woman the entire run of Betty Boop.
Right.
I can't remember anymore, but it was a ridiculous amount of years. Have you watched Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase?
Oh my god, yes.
Okay. So Do you remember when you watched it last?
Maybe Christmas, this past Christmas.
Okay, good. Because the correct answer was every Christmas.
Oh, good. I passed.
When the family arrives, again, I'm going off track because this is what I do. When the family arrives at the Griswold house, the really old lady, the aunt, who boxes up her cat, she wraps her cat up in a present, unrealizing she is the voice of Betty Boop. She's been doing it since the 30s.
Wow, look
So
at
the
that.
next time you watch it, the really old lady who's super senile, Betty Boop. You're welcome.
Thank you.
The amount of useless knowledge this guy has.
So Eddie's sitting down, he's watching the show. Jessica Rabbit comes out, she does her seductive dance and song. So apparently, according to Bob Hoskins, Eddie, he had no idea what Jessica Rabbit looked like while he filmed this movie, because he just had like a stand-in where Jessica was, so he knew where to look. He was told a somewhat description, sexy woman. He later on, after the movie released and he saw what she looked like, he said, wow, I pictured her so much sluttier. The whole time he was acting, she was way worse than what we got. You just wonder, what was that original? What was in his head? But okay, we won't dwell on it. So Jessica Rabbit, we all know that Rabbit's not her maiden name. Does anybody know? Anybody? Bueller? Nobody? Anybody
I
knows?
don't remember.
No, it's never brought up in this. It's brought up in later stuff, comics and stuff. Krupnik. Jessica Krupnik was her name. Again, if you're at a trivia night and it happens to be Roger Rabbit themed night, put that one in your back pocket.
Okay.
Nobody does Roger Rabbit trivia, I'm sorry. This is time, Melanie, you're never going to get back in your life. I should have warned you that in the beginning.
This is so great.
You're going to lose. One day, in 20 years, you're going to be like, God, do you remember that hour and a half? God.
No, I would never say that.
So after
Not
the
to your face,
song
at least.
scene, Eddie goes to try to sneak up on Jessica and peeps through the keyhole to try to peek on her, but the gorilla catches him, throws him out. This is where he goes to the window, he snaps some pictures, and we hear something's going on. What is happening in there? The look on Eddie's face is like some hanky-panky's going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody's parents have come back into the room and now they're shutting the VCR off because of what's happening. But it's
So
just,
that's what I was about to say is like, I was what, maybe 9 when it came out on VHS? If our parents heard this, would they actually come into the room? Because I don't remember this part vividly as a child. I know it now, but I don't remember this as a child, this part.
I do.
Yeah.
I remember this. Not reactions of any parent, but I do remember this part because I was 10 and probably, in my head thought, this is really what they do. This is it. I've seen behind the curtain. I know now. Spoiler alert, it's not. My wife never let me play patty cake with me. So we get some really good pictures of patty cake with Acme. Are you okay, Roma? Have a drink of
Give it a
water. You'll be
minute.
fine. Roll around or something. You'll be okay. We go back to what's his name? AK Maroon's office, where the photos have been developed and everything, and he's brought them in, and Roger's there, and Roger's losing his mind about patty cake, and he's flipping through the pictures like a flip show, which I thought was also so funny. I laughed again out loud watching him flip through these. Did you guys ever make those yourselves with the little stick figures when you were kids?
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
That's so fun. Tell me, Melanie, does your 11-year-old ever do that?
I think she's ever learned how to do that.
Exactly. We
It's
are
like
failing.
a skill. Yeah, we are, because it's like I remember doing that, and you were taught that in school in like art class, and then you're just like, oh, wow, look, it moves.
Yeah.
Then
I
you
used
know the art of animation, right? But now
yeah.
everything is so digital and stuff that
They don't know
they're
it. They're
losing
missing out.
that basic.
I used to do it
Yeah.
on the bottom corner of my textbook. I used to draw a little guy all the time and just flip through the bottom corner during
Little
class as he's
stick
running.
figure fights is what I always used to do.
Yeah, our poor children. They're so sheltered.
They really are. They really are.
So yeah, Roger loses his mind, has a drink. We see he can't handle his liquor. Again, pretty funny. Spits all over Eddie. I laughed out loud again, but they don't explain the patty cake thing to us. We're just to assume that that's how toons do it. That's how they make toon babies. I don't know. I didn't. You know what? I should go back. Do either of you remember if Acme was wearing gloves?
Oh my god, I don't know.
Was
I
he
don't
was he
know.
raw dogging it? I think he
don't
barehanded
know.
that whole thing.
I think he did barehand that whole thing.
He should have wore some protection. But okay, we'll move on. I'm gonna try to keep it classy. In the last photo of the flip book, it's one of Roger and Jessica sitting at a table at a restaurant, and there's a bunch of caricatures behind. I didn't notice this my first watch. I'm sure you guys didn't either. Do you know who the characters were?
I
No.
wasn't even paying attention,
The
to be honest.
producer, the director, the writers.
Oh,
Wow, look at that.
The only one, when I went back to look at it, Steven Spielberg is the only face I could identify, because I don't know what the hell the other guys look like.
right.
But Spielberg I've seen lots, so I thought that was pretty funny. Very cool little Easter egg. Next scene, we're in Eddie's apartment, and he walks in, and he starts pulling down the photographs off of we'll call it a clothing line.
Clothesline, yep.
Because he clearly had just developed photos. He
Right.
took those pictures of Jessica, developed them, took them in to the last scene we saw. So he's pulling down all these pictures, and one of them, maybe two, were of Jessica and Acme.
Right.
My first question is, why did he keep those ones?
For his, how you say, spank bank for later?
Nasty, Roma. We're keeping it classy here, man.
That was the classiest way of saying it.
God. Yeah, like, why? He just left the office where he turned in photos, but he made doubles?
He made duplicates, triplicates. He was
perfect.
probably selling them. He was probably selling them on the side too for extra income.
Do you think there was like a National
makes-
Enquirer?
There could have been. Maybe he started it. You don't know.
Here, read all about it.
He was the original OnlyFans, but back then, right? So that's what he was doing. He was taking the photos and selling them off.
Okay, all right, we'll take it. The next couple photos that he pulls down are photos of him and Dolores from the bar.
Right.
And there's one of his brother. We've already said this vacation was a long time ago because Dolores said so. We should do
Yeah.
it again sometime. Why are they still hanging on the development line with
Have you seen his
Jessica
apartment
West?
building? He doesn't take care of anything in his home either, so it probably hasn't cleaned up for years.
So they've just been hanging there where he walks by them at eyesight at all times.
At all
but
times.
pulls
He's
them down
already
to
in,
look at them.
he's already in a depressed mood, so that's his way of controlling it, I guess. Possibly making him even more depressed by seeing it every day, right?
So weird.
Giving him the imagination of what's going on or like what had happened, so he's always in a bad mood.
Okay. I found it very strange that they were hung up with
It
the
is
brand new
strange. I'm
photos.
not gonna lie, it is strange.
Melanie, how you doing over there?
Maybe it's his depression, right? Because he was still grieving the death of his brother, and it seemed that once that happened, he didn't care for anything else.
Right. Yeah, because we do see his brother's desk's untouched, covered in dust.
Very disgusting.
You should at least clean up. Like, have some respect for your brother's stuff and dust.
Exactly.
It doesn't need to sit untouched like that, but whatever. Everybody grieves in a different way. So Eddie's now told that Roger has killed Acme. safe was dropped on his head. This is, by the way, in the next scene at that warehouse. I get it. It's a cartoon. It's a family movie. But a safe drops on someone's head. It's not typically that clean. I watch a lot of horror movies and action movies. I don't know if the janitors were in already. It's very clean. It
was a cartoon safe.
No, it was a real safe. We saw the thing.
I know, but I'm just trying to make it so that it was a cartoon safe.
And a very, very, very real dent in concrete.
This is true.
But no mess. Okay. We're keeping this rated G. I don't know. I think it was PG-13. I don't remember. Also, Melanie, you'll see me do this a lot because my basement is very cold.
Oh.
And I have the circulation of an 80-year-old man. So, yeah, I get cold. Anyways, we'll probably trim that out.
Probably not.
So we see another box open, and it contains more tunes, a bunch of shoes. So here we are back to my whole dilemma. They're living creatures. Why are we boxing them up? If you don't want them around, send them to Toontown. Damn it. But there's
Maybe
no need to
Toontown is overpopulated and they need to box them up and store them somewhere else.
We can't say it's overpopulated because tunes we've seen, they can change. Roger comes in through the mailbox slot.
This is true.
They get flattened. There's no overpopulation. They can adjust their size.
Okay.
But anyways, we get to meet Doom. Judge Doom finally appears, the big villain, and all his henchmen, the weasels, which, great henchmen. I really like the weasels. The fact that they're weasels works out as well. I tried to think, if I was a cartoon bad guy, who would my henchman be? I couldn't think of another animal that works better than a weasel.
True.
I thought it was great. Great writing again. So Doom talks about the dip. Now, the mix of the dip, turpentine and two other things, apparently is the exact same mixture that cartoon artists use when they need to wipe the cells.
Right.
So, okay, it's a real thing. I don't think it's green and bubbly in real life. Doom puts on that cow birthing glove and picks up the tiny little shoe. It puts it over the dip and slowly tortures this poor shoe.
This is when I closed my eyes.
Even now?
to this day. Yeah.
Seriously?
Like, oh my God, the poor shoe. It was horrible. If they did that to him, I'd be okay, but not the shoe.
This
Like
is
a
where
little puppy.
you needed your parents around. They could have stopped the movie there. The shoe lived happily ever after.
I know, but it didn't. It didn't. So I closed my eyes, and then my 11-year-old was like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's horrible. Look what they're doing to that cute shoe."
Okay, wait. Here's now my question. Are you more upset that it's an alive cartoon shoe, or that he's wrecking a shoe just in general?
Oh, I don't like shoes. Like,
Oh,
I hate
okay, you're not
shoes.
that
I'm
kind of girl.
shoe
Okay.
person. God, no.
I thought we
When
were
I-
getting down that path.
No. When I got married, my husband picked my wedding shoes because I didn't want to go wedding shoe shopping. So that's how much I despise shoes. I
Okay.
don't like shoes.
Okay. It could.
So
hey,
yeah, no, it's just because it was a cute, adorable cartoon shoe. It reminded me of a puppy dog. So
okay.
it's like, why are you killing the puppy?
And he kills it so slow. Like, he could have just dropped, just released.
Yeah.
Let it fall in. We would see the discoloration, the ink run and everything. We'd get it. We know he's dead.
Yeah.
But the slow torture just shows how evil Doom is.
Yes.
I think that's what they wanted to show
Yes.
to everybody, is that he's super evil.
So great.
Horrible man. Horrible.
Did you guys know, and so far I'm batting 100, that you guys don't, Christopher Lloyd, in every scene that he is Doom and he's looking at the camera, never blinks.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Christopher
Well, he
Lloyd.
just looks crazy.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd decided himself. He says, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to blink. And I'm just going to look like this. all the time. And it just makes him crazier. I'm doing it now and it's hurting my eyes.
He's very scary looking in this entire movie. And even more so when we get to the end, like he is absolutely terrifying.
Okay, so the shoe is dead. Melanie is not okay with killing Toon's shoes. She is okay with boxing them up and throwing them in the closet, though.
It's okay. As long as you punch holes in them.
Well, on a side question, do cartoons breathe oxygen?
Good question. Who knows?
I don't know. I can't remember if Roger ever showed any signs of breathing or
any signs of breathing. And even like the boxes that you just said, none of the boxes had holes in them for them to be inside.
When you think about it, you know,
so they don't breathe.
The shoe could have been in that box for months.
Yeah.
He's praying for sweet death at this point.
Oh my God. Don't say that. That's horrible.
Mel's going to sign off right away.
Anything's better than the box. Don't put me back in the box. The next scene, we get baby Herman again. He shows up outside of Eddie's office with his handler, and he's explaining that Acme was leaving a will stating that Toontown will stay or be given to all the Toons.
Right.
Kind of nice, a happy thought. But the will's missing. And Eddie gets sick of him and just whips that stroller down the hallway. So funny. He loses his cigar and he whines like a baby. This scene, again, I think the funniest... Do you guys have a funny part of this scene? Is there, in general, any specific part? When he says his problem is that he's got the mentality of a 40-year-old and the binky of a 3-year-old. Again, I
remember that.
I laughed so hard. God, so funny. God, great. I don't know how those 18 and 19-year-olds didn't enjoy this potty humor.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Well, this was like late 80s, so, you know, they're a little bit older than us. So they're like, what, maybe in their 50s now? That explains so much.
Yeah, but they're also back in the 80s too, people who were that age, 18 to 19, were trying to be cooler than they actually were.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember like the big giant puffy bangs and hair and all that other crap?
Yeah, I guess this wasn't rock enough for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Eddie's in his office now and he pulls down his fancy hideaway bed because he lives in his office. Totally fine.
Yeah.
No judgment. And clearly somebody's in the under the sheets. I don't know if you guys noticed, but clearly somebody was under the sheets before he laid down.
Yeah.
He's just an idiot. But okay, it's Roger, and this is where Roger explains that he came in through the mail slot. Funny. Okay. The whole interaction in this scene, because they're fighting each other, they're back and forth. They get handcuffed together.
Right.
The whole scene seemed flawless. This was done in 88, and I believed it. There are movies now with CGI that I look at it and say, that's fake.
Yeah.
But this, Eddie was looking right at him. Eddie grabbed him always in the right place, throwing him around. It all just seemed so real.
Now, the other thing too is, did they not have like placement actors in place of like Roger Rabbit, or like I'm trying to figure out how they?
Sticks.
It was like, just sticks,
like height sticks, so they knew where their gaze needed to be.
Okay.
But the voice actor for Roger Rabbit, funnily enough, he did all his lines live there so that Eddie can feed off of the proper lines.
Right.
While dressed up as Roger Rabbit.
I think I saw a picture of that. I think I did see a picture of that. Yes.
There's video on YouTube, behind the scene footage of him walking around the set. Ears, bow tie, the coveralls, walking around the set, going to craft services, grabbing sandwiches. Everybody thought he was a lunatic.
Right.
But he wanted to be in character for the whole thing. Good for him, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the weasels show up. And, Roger's scared because they're going to dip him. Now, Roma, the
Yeah.
weasels arrive. And Melanie, this may be outside of what you know. But Roma, did they use real bullets or fake bullets when they blew the doorknob off?
Fake bullets.
Fake bullets, okay, because he has a problem with real and fake bullets in movies.
No, I
Okay.
have a problem with gun scenes that don't look realistic.
Okay, because they
Okay.
shot around the doorknob.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so we're
Gotcha.
clear. Okay. So they bust the door open, they get in, and he's washing dishes with poor Roger under the water. So now he is almost drowning. So does this count as him needing to breathe? Every time
Possibly,
he did come
yeah.
up, he spit out the water and took a breath. So tunes
Yeah.
do breathe.
True. Yes.
Oh, there you
Okay,
go.
so that
See, you
answers the
answered the
question.
question.
Debunked. Okay. Yeah.
So
So
then, in
again,
other words, they're always suffocating in the boxes because the boxes have no holes.
that's right. Yeah. So
All
you
right,
open the
okay.
box, you put on
Cruelty.
these tune shoes, which are just carcasses at this point. You don't know that they're dead. Yeah. Okay. This movie's deep. Mel, you were right.
Yeah, I told you.
The weasels are roughing up the place, and the weasels start laughing, right? And this is the first time we hear the fact that you can laugh yourself to death. Okay. The lead
Mhm.
weasel warns them, tells them, stop laughing, stop laughing. You'll laugh to death. So is that a thing that all tunes do or just weasels?
I'm going to assume it's just the weasels because there's other cartoons that are laughing that don't die. But in this one, obviously,
Okay.
the weasels are the only ones that die.
So it has to be, so if you're going with weasels, it has to be then weasels and hyenas. Because the next time we hear this phrase, Judge Doom says, you guys will all end up dead like your hyena friends. Because
Right.
they must have died laughing as well.
Right.
The point of tunes is laughter and happiness. Why are
Yeah,
tunes
but
not
those
dying
tunes-
left and right?
Those tunes aren't really good tunes anyways. They're not the ones that provide the laughs. They're the ones that are providing the sorrow, the death, the sadness. So if
So
they're
there's-
laughing,
Okay.
that's kind of like, let's just say it's their kryptonite. If they start actually laughing, they die.
So then on the flip side, if the happy ones get sad, do they die?
It's not stated in the movie, but I would say probably.
Okay. Which is why they always need to be happy and upbeat at all times.
Exactly.
Let's go with it. Well,
Let's go with it.
We're putting our foot down now. I don't care what Zemeckis says. This is tell your friends.
Yes. Yes.
Tell everybody.
So anyways, so funny. They now go to the bar, to the hidden back room, and Eddie's sawing the cuffs off in this next scene. And
This is my favorite.
This
Okay.
is, I think, my
Tell
favorite
us
scene
about
too.
it. What
Oh,
did
yeah.
you love
So
about
he's
it?
like trying to get out of the cuff, and then Roger Rabbit's like just gets out of it quickly and holds the box for him to help him out. What a good rabbit. See? What a beautiful friend that was. I died at this part. I was like, oh my God. At least he's being polite and holding the box.
Yep.
But he didn't tell him this entire time that he can get himself out of the cuffs. I would have been pissed just like him. I agree with you. It's funny. It's hilarious. But I would have been in the same same boots as him, where it's like, you've been able to get out of these handcuffs this entire time. Why the hell have you been dragging along with me for this entire freaking time?
It's a bond.
This leads me back to Eddie is just really dumb.
Yeah.
Because again, he slid through the mailbox slot. He can take his entire body, squish it. Why can't he take his hand out? Like, I would definitely have asked the Toon Rabbit, can you just flip out of this? Your wrist is this big. But okay.
Maybe if this is a side effect of how much alcohol has
Eddie?
on your brain if you drink too much. That's
He's
the moral of that story.
He's perma-fried. He's like the egg in the frying pan. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I laughed at it. But then I laughed again when Roger flew back around and put his hand back in. like nothing happened. What? Okay. The damage is done, Rabbit. We've seen. It's super funny. But anyways, hold the box again. He still needs to saw the cuff off.
Exactly.
He ends up playing with the eye hole thing, which is classic movie trope with the moving eyes. But the fact that his eyes go through it and knock over a beer, again, I laughed. I just thought it was funny. Eddie comes out of the bathroom without a shirt on. He is a hairy man. We'll say. I have a beard. I'm not a hairy man like Eddie Valiant. or Bob Hopkins. I had flashbacks to the gorilla at the nightclub for a second there. So he's talking to Jessica, and she gets real up close and personal with him, and his pants drop. I didn't rewind to see, did he let go of his pants? Or was it just something that, like, he tensed up and his pants just fell off?
Not
I
sure.
think he let go.
I don't think I paid attention.
Okay, so potentially, according to Roma, pervy photo guy is now pervy dropping his pants guy.
Yeah,
okay,
I think
right,
he,
I see
I
where
think
we're
he
going,
let
Roma.
go.
Okay, he deliberately lets go because of Jessica. Okay, Dolores comes in, again, another scene for her. And she makes a comment asking him if he's now painting with watercolors. Now, as a child, right over my head.
Yeah.
As an adult, right over my head. I still don't know what she's talking about. Is this like a penis joke? Where
Yes. 100% it's a penis joke.
And she's made out of colors.
100% penis joke.
I was like, I don't understand if it is meant to be a paintbrush penis joke. I don't know where we're going here, but it was funny. Still got a laugh.
You didn't get it and you still laughed about it?
I'm 11 years old up here. Still found it fun. Now, next time I watch it, I'm going to know the innuendo that you suggested. Doom shows up at the bar, looking to offer up a reward. Okay, for anybody who's seen the rabbit, because he's heard the rabbit was here, and in the previous scene, just moments ago, he was singing and dancing.
Yeah.
So he is there. He offers a $5,000 reward. Anybody do the research on this one?
No.
No, but I'm sure you did.
I did.
100% you did.
119,000 Canadian is what he's.
Wow, I would give up the rabbit.
I'd give up the rabbit too. Yeah.
I'd give up my mother.
You know how many fries he can buy with 119,000?
Never mind. And burgers? Jesus.
You're set for life.
You are with McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
They never go moldy.
Apparently neither do their cheeseburgers.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
I've never dropped a cheeseburger under my car seat, but fries I have.
There's actually a museum in the States that has original burgers from the years that they were made and stuff. And they're like in pristine condition.
Oh, wow.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So 119. We see the drunk guy there again, the jerk from the earlier scene. He's jumping at the offer, and we're panicking. Obviously, he's going to give up the rabbit. He doesn't like the rabbit. Doesn't like Eddie, but he doesn't. Hey, he's a good guy after all. Yeah. Weasels start laughing at the guy's joke. This is where Doom brings up them dying again. Then Doom brings up the knock. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is apparently called shave and a haircut. I only know that from this movie, not because I'm old. It's the only time it's stuck with me from this movie. So he does it, and he says, no tune can resist it. Why is it only affecting Roger? Because the weasels are still in the room, and we don't see the weasels freaking out and finishing the song.
Again, they're not typical tunes. Those are villain tunes.
All right.
So if they're villains, they don't they don't fall for it. If you're the happy-go-lucky toons, then they fall for it.
Okay.
But weren't there other toons in the bar as well, other than the Weasels and Roger?
No,
No.
that's a human.
No? Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah, Roma, we'll take it. We'll go with your villain tunes theory.
See, I have more theories. He has more facts. I have theories.
You balance each other out. There you go.
So finally, we see that Roger couldn't resist. He busts through the wall because Eddie couldn't stop him because he's got his cufflink stuck to the thing. Doom grabs him immediately and he tells the guys to bring me some dip. I don't understand. Why do you need to bring the dip to the bar? You've got the rabbit. Leave with the rabbit.
Yeah.
Why do you have to wait there holding the rabbit while they go downstairs, they grab a barrel of dip? Not to mention that this thing better be sealed really well, because if they dribble any on themselves, they're toast. But okay. So he waits and tries to put Roger into the dip. Now, were you closing your eyes again here, Melanie? Were you worried that Roger's going to meet his maker?
Yes.
Now,
I
being
would
they
go
are
through the
tuned,
TV.
do you think you can resurrect a tune by painting him again? Or no? That is a unique being that you can't just duplicate it. It would be a new Roger Rabbit, but it wouldn't be the same. What's the word I'm looking for? Personality. Personality. Thank you. Do you think that would be the case? You can draw another one.
The thing is that they don't show how the tunes are created in this movie. So is it from the drawings? Again, so you're doing the patty cake, right? Yeah. So they're not being drawn. They're being naturally born, right? So your question is I'm not going to say invalid. It's a good question. It's like,
Melanie,
if
how about you?
They're breeding, then they're not being drawn.
I don't know.
Melanie, these deep, insightful questions.
Yes, there's too many questions. It's cartoons. Just embrace them for being cartoons.
You're going to be sitting on the couch tomorrow, sipping on your iced coffee, thinking about it. Huh. Are they alive?
Hey, listen, when I was a kid, I thought they were all alive.
All right. So, okay.
I wanted to be in a cartoon. It just never happened.
We will say then you cannot just draw a tune.
Okay.
Even though you can dissolve them back into the paints that they were made with. Whatever.
See what I have to deal with? Do you see what I have to deal with now?
He's complicated.
Right? Very.
Eddie comes up with a plan, and he asks Dolores for a cup of bourbon. She thinks he's just an alcoholic. He wants this for himself, which was a funny joke. Gets it, tells Doom, how about one last drink for him? And Doom's okay with this. What kind of bad guy is okay with this? I would have been like elbow deep in the dip with that rabbit already by now.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he cannot have a drink. But hey, sure, why not? All right. Bad idea, because we've already seen what happens when he drinks. Problem in this scene is he doesn't want to drink. We get that back and forth. No, thank you. I don't want to drink. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. No, I don't. And it's just hilarious. The back and forth, and then when Eddie flips the script and tricks
it's like perfect scenario. Like whenever they're doing that, like the back and forth between them, like you said, it's like perfectly done, accurately done. Those scenes are like amazing, absolutely amazing.
And I remember
it's reverse psychology.
Yeah,
right.
So it's something as a parent we do with our kids growing up. Like, no, you can't have it. And then, or yes, you should eat it. No, I don't want it. Okay, yeah, you shouldn't have it. No, I want it. Like, we all do it.
Yeah.
No. So did you take that parenting method from Roger Rabbit? Is that where you got it from?
Maybe, or from my parents. I don't know.
Who also saw it on Roger Rabbit.
The one that they allowed me to watch, but they didn't watch.
So Roger's starting to go ballistic. He's heating up. He's getting ready to shoot. Eddie ducks, and he grabs Dolores. Now, did anybody have a problem with how he grabbed Dolores?
It wasn't very appropriate.
Did you notice, Mel?
I didn't notice. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't notice.
He grabbed her by the collar of the shirt and pulled cleavage. Yeah. Like, if the camera frame was larger, probably she would have lost her whole shirt. But yeah, he pulled it really low down before she went out of frame.
No.
Yeah. But
I
it
was
didn't
thinking-
show the whole thing, but you knew it was all the way down.
Yeah.
No.
Weird, very weird decision by the director, telling him, like, okay, you're
Maybe it
gonna
was a wardrobe malfunction.
it could have been, but they kept it in the scene.
Yeah, it happens all the time in wrestling. There's wardrobe malfunctions all the time. So
She's
I'm
right.
sure
There is.
back in the 80s, I'm sure, the
It was
clothes
okay.
weren't all that great
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, the malfunction is that the prop guy probably cut the shirt so it would give way.
Could have been. Could have been. Again, this is the 80s,
Apparently,
late 80s.
there was a topless Jessica scene in the movie that they ended up cutting out because Disney didn't approve. Yeah.
Where would that have been?
I read it. I still have it open somewhere on my other computer. I could always look and let you know. You
Okay.
clearly are looking for where to find it.
Well, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think in the movie, where would that have been appropriate to have a scene like that?
In any
Probably
one,
when she comes out at the club.
any one of her scenes where she's bouncing more than she needs to bounce.
This is true. This is true.
One bounce too many, everything's out.
I guess.
Okay, so Roger and Eddie escape. They get outside. Eddie wants to steal the police wagon, and we hear a voice in the back. And Roger knows, and Roger says, "Benny, is that you?" And he crawls in. Why did he crawl in? Benny had already said, "I'm locked in here. Get me out of here." Now you're in there too, you idiot.
Again,
And why?
you can shrink down to any size.
But why can't Benny? Now we have a problem. Is it because he's a vehicle? We have happy tunes, villain tunes, vehicle tunes. Everything operates differently. I'm going to have an aneurysm. I don't know what's going on anymore. So he can't get out. So Roger calls Eddie to open the back door, and boom, there's Eddie the cab. Very, very cool character. I remember loving this character. His sassiness, New York cab style. I'm unsure why they made him a cab. Being a cab doesn't really, well, I guess it plays later on once, but it didn't need to be a cab. Could have just been any car. So I don't know.
Maybe because a cab doesn't follow rules?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a creative genius, I guess. I
Or
don't know.
because of his New York accent, they made him into a cab because that's what they're not known for, but that's what they are popular for.
Maybe.
Mhm.
And what's he doing in LA? It's a long way from home.
Alex said his question.
You guys didn't think of that? What is a New York
No.
cab doing in LA?
He's in
What the
Toontown.
hell?
Toontown is in LA. Just because he has a New York accent doesn't mean he's from New York. He's from Toontown.
Okay. I like where you're going with this. So potentially, Toontown is essentially a universe that has doorways to multiple locations. LA, New York.
That's not what I said, but
So-
okay.
He was out in New York, went into Toontown, came through the LA portal, archway, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
I like this.
Okay.
This.
That's not what I said, but okay, we got it.
I'm going to dub you over in the edit, and you're going to say that. I'm going to like it. So they hop into Benny to drive off. Now, when they filmed this, they had a mini go-kart, a Benny go-kart, they called it, which is what Eddie's sitting in during all these scenes. Fun fact.
Of course.
This go-kart, the Benny go-kart, and that's what they call it, was also used in Back to the Future 3. In the scene where Marty McFly is being drugged by the horse through the dirt,
Right?
the rope was tied to Benny go-kart. And it was the go-kart driving him around, not a real horse, because they didn't want to do it with a horse.
Right.
So yeah, funny fact.
That's kind of cool.
The production company. Anyways, I will carry on.
There's gonna be
Now-
so many bloopers.
Eddie and Roger are together, and Eddie tells them all about the murder of his brother. Did you guys get the brother's name?
No, I did not. I didn't remember.
Teddy.
Okay.
Eddie and Teddy. I hate that with a passion. Are we to assume they're twin brothers? Because we saw a photo. They weren't identical twins. Maybe they were fraternal twins. I don't know. But it's never said his twin brother was killed. It was never implied. So why are you naming them like they're twins? I don't like it. If I had to give any part of this movie a thumbs down, it's definitely the Eddie and Teddy.
They wanted to
But
rhyme.
why?
Call him Bob for all I care. Robert. Which, Roma, Bob is short for Robert. This is a flashback from many videos ago, but okay, anyways.
I had no idea, but anyways.
Sorry to bring
Move
up.
on.
I know, it hurts. I understand. So they have this nice bonding moment. Eddie heads over back to Maroon Studios where he goes to confront him because he's cracked the case. He knows Maroon's behind it all. We see Roger get frying panned in the head and Rabbit napped, thrown in the back of a car. We have no clue who's taken him. Oh no. It could be the Weasels, could be Doom. We don't know what's happening. In the next scene, or literally the next scene, we pan out and we see it's Jessica's hand. Why? Why the suspense of the hidden hand hitting the front, hidden hands throwing him in the trunk? If they're going to blow the load and tell us it's Jessica 20 seconds later. Anybody? Just me again?
Just
Because
you.
it's a cartoon.
Because it's a cartoon. It's not just it's real.
It's not real. She's a cartoon.
But the movie is real to me. To me, it's real. And
it's a
the
split.
suspense. I feel that the suspense of the not knowing would have been better. Could have played out.
Why would you need to not know for 5, 10, 15 minutes?
Because potentially Doom took him. Oh no, is Roger in danger of the dip now and Eddie's over here and doesn't know? There's some suspense behind that.
Okay.
You know why I think they did it? So this is why I think. What I think that happened is because for the longest time, I thought Jessica Rabbit was in cahoots with the bad people. I always thought she was the bad one.
Okay.
So that's why when I saw her do that, I'm like, oh my God, I was right. See, she's bad. She's bad. She's delivering Roger Rabbit to the bad guy.
Okay. That never crossed my mind.
It did to mine. Because for the longest time throughout the movie, even when, I think you already touched upon the scene when they were like chit-chatting after like the pants were down. She was in the car listening to them. And I'm like, well, why is she doing that? Like, that was so suspicious. I'm like, they played her role like she was not as innocent as everyone thought she was. So that's the angle I was looking at for the longest time. I'm like, she's a B. She's a B. She's no good. She's no good until So that, I think that's why they did that because I was convinced once they zoomed out and I saw her, I'm like, oh, I knew it. I knew it. She's working with the bad guy. That's what I think.
This is why we have guests on this show to come up.
That's why you have a woman guest on your show.
I didn't think of that back then. Okay, that makes sense.
I thought Jessica Rabbit was the evil one.
Yeah. Okay. She thought she was in cahoots with Doom at that moment.
That's why they zoomed out. And then I saw her, and I'm like, see, I knew you were no good.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. All right. Okay, so during now this interrogation of Maroon, a gun pops through the window and ends up killing him. Eddie runs over to the window. We see Jessica fleeing the scene. Eddie chases in his car. Now, did I miss something? Did Jessica shoot Maroon?
No, I
No.
don't
Who
think
shot
so.
Maroon? Was it?
It's the bad guy.
It was.
It's a bad guy, but they made it seem as though it was Jessica.
It was Jessica. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
they fooled
It
me.
was Jessica.
They fooled me. All right. Eddie's chasing off in the car. She heads into Toontown, and he hesitates. He pulls up to the archway to, as Roma said it, the magical portal that leads to from different cities.
I didn't say that, but okay.
You will say it. So, okay. So now Eddie hesitates there for a moment. And then he goes to his bag, opens up this box that contains probably the coolest gun in all of movie history.
That was a cool gun. It was a very cool gun.
Did you guys read the plaque inside the box?
No.
I can't remember what it said.
So it only shows it briefly. It says, "Thanks for getting me out of the Hoostgau," which is slang for jail. And it's signed Yosemite Sam. So at
Okay.
some point, he broke Yosemite Sam out of jail, and he gifted him this gun, which is such a flippin' cool gun. Sure, the bullets, not culturally appropriate. The gun itself, very cool. The bullets made me laugh, though. I remember laughing at these before, and I laughed at them again, but I knew in my head I shouldn't. Don't tell anybody. When he opens it up and they're all talking, and then he loads it, throws his bottle in the air and shoots it. First
Yeah.
off, there's only 6 bullets. Stop wasting bullets. But he shoots it, and we see it's the, what is the cultural, the appropriate, is it Native American or Indigenous?
Native American.
Are you sure? Okay.
I think
Okay.
so.
So the Native American bullet shoots out his braid and his feather. And he does a very insulting battle cry, we'll say. I'm not going to mimic it. 'Cause
You were
AI
about
makes
to. I
me-
can see you doing it with your
Antenna.
hands. You're about to do it.
And he pulls out a tomahawk and rather than actually shooting it with himself, he smashes it with the tomahawk, which made it even funnier.
Yeah.
Now, again, here we go. He broke the bottle with the axe, not with himself. So does that mean that bullet's still good? Can we reuse that bullet?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree with you. I
Because-
say yes.
Eddie gets back in the car without it. So what happened to the poor bullet? Does he just keep flying infinitely? Or is he going to fall to the ground and just lie there forever?
I think you probably, in my mind, I think that the bullets are kind of like a boomerang. Once it's shot and it's done, it comes back and goes back into the gun.
So like, there's like a magical portal of sense.
Not
Yes.
that kind of magic portal, but similar.
Okay, I see. All right. That one I'm not on board with, but okay. I'll accept it. Such a cool gun. I think, you know what? I want to make that gun. Anyways, so he gets into Toontown, and there was just too much to talk about for me with Toontown. I was looking over here and over there and over there, and there was just so
Way
much.
too much going on. Way too much going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I understand why humans don't go to Toontown. There's too much to handle. However, that being said, my eyes did catch one haircut place. Okay, so a barber shop.
Okay.
It was called Haircuts, not spelled hair, spelled like the rabbit. Hare.
R-E.
Haircuts. And the neon sign was a rabbit with giant scissors. So I wasn't sure if it's an actual barber shop or a butcher shop that only works with rabbits. It could have gone either way for me. I still left.
Yep.
But again, that was the only thing that I've pinpointed on, besides the buildings all having faces. Like, everything is alive in Toontown. That creeps me out. if I were a toon and you mentioned you wanted to be a cartoon, how can you live your life when everything is alive? You go to the toilet, it's alive. I couldn't fathom. You go dig a hole instead of using the toilet, the hole's alive. Everything is alive in Toontown. The shovel is alive. It's too much for me. I was gonna have a panic attack. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry to all our listeners. Eddie goes into the one building, takes the elevator. Do you guys recognize Droopy Dog?
Droopy Dog, yes.
Loved seeing Droopy. He's not an A character, he's not a B character, he's maybe like an E character in the cartoon world, but seeing him was such a fun Easter egg because we haven't seen him since the 80s.
Yeah.
So it was cool. I liked seeing him. Brought a small tear, like a single crybaby tear to my eye.
That sounded like a forced out awe, but we'll take it.
It's a fake, 100% fake. He gets out of the elevator and there's the bathroom right there that he heads into. Did you guys notice the doorknob to the bathroom?
Was it alive too?
Pay
Are
attention,
you going to
Roma.
say that it was alive?
Everything's alive.
Okay,
Of
go
course
on.
it is alive. Don't be ridiculous. But that is a famous doorknob.
What, Alice in Wonderland?
Yes. Actually was the talking one from Alice. It got no lines. So it wasn't a paying role for this doorknob, obviously.
It was just a cameo is all it was.
But I was like,
Probably still got paid.
I was like, ooh, I know that doorknob. Then he goes into the bathroom, which is demolished, and he ends up falling. He doesn't fall right away. He grabs a pole and the Tweety Bird, who,
Right.
counts down the little pitties. However,
You gotta love Tweety.
That was pretty funny. He falls. He doesn't die. Now, okay, the next scene, Jessica Rabbit meets up with him again and explains that Doom is the one that killed everybody.
Right.
Okay. I was a little lost at this point. Like, she ran away from him to come back to him. Why did she run in the first place then?
That's a good question, and I can't answer that because I don't know why she ran away, because the way that they showed it is that she was the evil one, but not really the evil one.
Yeah, going with what Mel you were saying, where they're trying to imply that she's in on it, so that explains the running away. But now that we found out she's not in on it, why did she run away? There's no explanation for her running away. She could have just talked to Eddie.
Maybe she ran away because they took Roger Rabbit. Wasn't he?
No, she
kidnapped
took Roger.
from her.
She
Yeah, but
still
then
had
the
him.
one that
someone
took Roger.
Roger from her.
Oh, now I don't remember.
Or no, she ran away to protect Roger Rabbit. That was her whole thing. That's why she took him and took him to Toontown, thinking that he was going to be safe there. Wasn't that?
Right, but he got out of the trunk and escaped.
Right.
Because she mentions, or Eddie says, somebody stole my car, and she mentioned, by the look of the damage, it must have been Roger because he's not a good driver. Okay. But again, it doesn't explain why is she coming back now to find Eddie. But irrelevant. She comes back, saves the day because Doom was there. The remaining bullets, he shot 3 more bullets. They were clearly had bad eyesight. They were all old bullets. They turned the wrong way. I'm still just at 4. 4 bullets.
Right.
He throws the gun away. What about the other bullets that are in the box?
Oh,
there's still more.
I think those ones were older than the other 3 that he just shot out of the bullets. So he was probably thinking that they're useless bullets.
They never to fulfill that childhood dream of theirs to get fired. No.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. So Jessica and him are fighting over the direction of going, and he says, no, it's this way, and he throws a thumb up. That's the sign for Benny, who just magically appears. Not through a magical portal or anything. We're just not going to say that. He just appears, which is convenient. He's a cab. That's how you hail a cab. Totally makes sense. Him being in LA still doesn't make sense. That's fine. So they ride off together in Benny. But some dip has spilled on the road and Benny drives through it. Now, Benny only gets flat tires from this. His tires don't dissolve into ink.
Right.
Why? If this
Going
dip is
too
so
fast.
frightful and so potent.
He just slid over top of it.
Right. So
he didn't get the same concept of the shoe. He wasn't getting dipped into it. He just skid over top of it. So he got a little bit on it, and it just ate away at just the little bits of his tires.
You may be thinking that I'm frozen right now. I'm not.
You're trying to digest.
You're trying to explain to me that Benny, the cartoon taxi, was hydroplaning over the dip.
Yes. And that's why it was only in the one spot, so he got 4 flat tires instead of dissolved tires.
But why would they get flat if they didn't touch
Because
the
it
dip?
just ate away at the rubber that the ooze was touching. That's it. It wasn't staying in there long enough for it to dissolve the entirety of the tires and the entirety of the car. It was just enough to just get a layer off. That's it.
So you're saying, sorry, Melanie, you're saying that his tires are solid? So it only skimmed off part of it? Like there's no air in his tires. They are solid rubber tires.
I'm not saying they're solid. I'm saying that there was enough that was dissolved off to let all the air out to make them flat.
Right. So then some of it dissolved off.
Yeah, that's it.
They're not flat where that air has leaked out of them. They're
Sure.
flat as in a cheese grater has cut off the bottom of the tire.
Sure, let's say that.
Okay.
Sure.
So I would have wanted to see some white ink trailing behind him, showing the dissolve. And I'm going to write a letter, and I'm going to include this in my letter. I don't know who to send it to.
How does your wife deal with you?
Why do you think she's not in any of these videos? She wants no part in this. In the next scene now, we see Roger and Jessica. They're tied up and being hung, James Bond style now, all of a sudden. Whereas, he's just, calf birthing glove, putting them into the barrel. Now, he has an intricate plan where he's going to string them up, and his dipmobile is going to slowly edge up while he monologues. This isn't Judge Doom anymore to me. From what they've shown me, he's a get-her-done kind of guy. He's been killing people. He's been dipping people, tunes. Now he sets up this contraption. It just he's a Bond villain all of a sudden. No, it's not a full thumbs down on this, but it's like a halfway, like the Caesar thumb. Yeah, I don't know about this. I'm like, this whole contraption, this whole mobile of his, it makes no sense. Just
it doesn't make any sense.
Blow
For
up
the way that the movie's been going. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And you started it so far back behind that brick wall that it has to slowly edge up to get to Toontown.
Yeah.
Why is this not starting right at the brick wall? Why haven't you already broken the brick wall? Hey, there's an open portal already to Toontown. Eddie was just there. Take this machine there. No brick wall. It's even easier. I don't know. If
They're trying to build suspense.
If I was a mastermind villain, I would do things a little differently.
Yeah.
But this is
the
where
way that you're rubbing your hands, you are a mastermind villain.
Stop it. This is where Doom starts explaining the plan of taking down Toontown and putting up freeways, motorways, the automobile, blah, blah, blah. All about that plan that happened in the 40s in LA.
Right.
So funny. They were just taking a shot again at what happened with those big companies. He also says, so he's describing the shops, tire shops, automobile shops, as far as I can see. Anybody find that line funny?
No.
No, Melanie, no. Roma, I was looking right at you. Where
No.
are you? Are you on this side?
No, other side.
And you're on that
Other side.
I don't know what
Oh
side.
no, that's
For me, Melanie's in the middle. You're on the right side. I'm on the left side. So we'll see how it
Always a
edits.
mess. You're in the middle on mine. Anyways, just imagine I'm giving you a Judge Doom glare. As far as I can see was the same line he said in Back to the Future 1 when he was talking about crazy Lone Pine guy who was trying
Right.
to breed the pine trees.
Right. Right.
I don't know if it was deliberate, like a little Easter egg to his Back to the Future movie, because Robert Zemeckis did both movies. So
Right.
potentially it was a little nod. It also could have been a happy accident. I don't know. Like Bob Ross. Anyways. Where was I? No, I was wrong. Sorry. Roger and Jessica are not tied up yet. Roger storms in after this monologue about the truck and the freeways
Right.
and everything. And he's having his own monologue and he's giving a speech and a ton of bricks falls on him.
Right.
We know this because it said ton of bricks on it before it fell.
Right.
And this time, he gets the little stars around his
The
head.
stars on his head.
And in a daze of confusion, he starts speaking to the director from the cartoon in the beginning. I'm ready for that close-up now. Funny little tie to the beginning. No drama.
Right.
Now's when they get tied up. And the weasels start up the dipmobile, and Doom ends up wiping out. He falls on all the little plastic balls or something, whatever they were.
Right.
And the weasels start laughing. Again, I guess it's back to your theory that only the evil toons can die of laughter because they bring it up again about the dying thing. It's like, this is now the third time we've heard it. Don't need to hear it again. I get it. If they laugh, they will die. Move on.
But the thing is it's the plot behind it, because they eventually do die because they laugh so hard. So that's why they keep pestering it and saying, if you laugh, you're gonna die. If you laugh, you're gonna die. So I get, yes, you're right. It's annoying. It is kind of like a repetitive piece to the movie. But again, I think when they made this movie, they were meant for children who have short attention spans and don't remember things. Again, your 11-year-old mind, you have the attention span of an 11-year-old, so you don't really notice it. But now that you are older but still have the mentality, you notice it now more than you did as a child.
I do have the mentality of an 11-year-old, which has been brought up just as many times as this saying about dying from laughter. I also have the memory of somebody who's 90 years old. So yes, this works out. Where was I? Doom wipes out, they start
Point
laughing.
taken.
Eddie gets the idea of getting them to laugh, so he breaks into song and dance. Not a horrible singer. The dance was fun. Two weasels end up dying of the laughter, so we get to see them turn into ghosts and actually float up. Now, do they float up to human heaven, or is there a toon heaven? We won't talk about it.
Toon heaven.
I won't get into it, but just think about it, guys, because I did. The one toon, even, he's grabbing his spirit, so you can, like, he's a toon, his spirit's a toon, because you could physically touch it, so, okay.
But the other thing, too, is that they're going towards heaven, but they're villains. Shouldn't they be going the other direction?
Don't know. Maybe they repented in that last few seconds of laughter.
Maybe because of their laughter, they repented?
The machine's been activated. It's coming. Now, the amount of times that dip cannon changed direction was starting to annoy me.
Yes.
I get the suspense of it, but no. This is like, okay, guys, the gag is good with just twice. You guys did it like 5 times. So dumb.
Exactly.
But whatever. I was getting dizzy from the back and forth from it. Doom enters now the final fight. He's going after Eddie. He drives in on a steamroller. Because why not? I don't see a reason why a steamroller needed to be in the scene besides the funny payout after. But
Right.
What? Okay. Right. All right. Just set it up. Just set it up for laughs after. Can you imagine if in like Die Hard they just showed up? Like if McClane just shows up with a steamroller just because in hopes that somebody will get run over? So he's going after him. This is where we see the sword that is Frank Sinatra. He chucks that because it's useless. He throws some glue at him, and now Doom's stuck. He's got one fist glued to the steamroller. His foot gets glued. We know he's trapped. That steamroller's taking him out.
Right.
I've never been run over by a steamroller. I have seen other movies where people have been run over by steamrollers, like Maximum Overdrive. Amazing movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, Melanie, and you're not too squeamish, it's a good movie. Anyways.
I'm squeamish.
Oh, you're squeamish. Okay. Oh, right, the stew. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. He starts screaming this ridiculous scream. I don't think that's how it would work if he were human, right?
No.
So the second it ran over his big toes, I don't care if I'm 10 years old or now, I know he's a toon.
Right.
He is not acting right. So I lost all suspense of after he's flattened, he comes back up and he's all, woo, woo.
Yeah.
I knew he was a toon right off the bat. Do you guys remember? Did you guys know he was a toon when you were kids?
I didn't know he was a toon as a kid when I first saw it. So it was suspenseful for me realizing that he comes back and he's all flat. But watching it again growing up multiple times, you're right. It would have brought back like, okay, you at that point he's not human.
Yeah. So he gets fully flattened. Melanie, did you laugh at that scene when he was getting all flat?
Yes, I was very happy.
You were happy that he was flattened?
Yeah, because he was just so creepy throughout the whole movie. So when he was flattened, I'm like, okay, good. Maybe he dies now. I just wanted him gone.
Up to this point in the movie, has your 11-year-old left the room yet?
Oh my God, no.
No, she was in.
Oh, she was fully in. She's
Awesome.
like, oh, Mommy, this movie's really funny.
Good.
And I said, okay, awesome.
Okay. My kids didn't watch it with me. They weren't home. But I don't know. I think I would have to demand that they sit their butts in the chair and watch. I don't think they would willingly sit there for this movie. Anyways, he gets up and he goes and pumps himself up and his eyeballs drop. And we see them rolling around.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sure I was probably like a little grossed out by that. Funny again. He's fully inflated now, and we find out Doom killed Teddy.
Teddy.
Not Eddie. Eddie's over there.
I was gonna say Eddie's brother. Teddy.
Red eyes, the high pitched voice. Yeah, we figured it out. Okay. Eddie grabs that punching hammer thing that we saw earlier too. Shoots, hits a valve, which opens up the big release for the dip, which just sprays all over the place, hitting Doom, lowering the pressure on the other one that is again moving towards Roger and Jessica.
Yeah.
But now it's dwindling. As Doom is getting sprayed, it's all over the ground. Eddie's standing there. It is not affecting Eddie. We agree on that?
Right.
Doing anything to humans. So now when you look back and you see Doom putting on that huge black glove, when the vat spills in the bar and you see Doom step back from the puddle, it all makes sense.
It all made sense at that point. Yeah.
He was avoiding it because he was a toon. Doesn't do anything for humans. We're stupid. Anyways, the Dipmobile now crashes through the wall because Jessica and Roger have been saved, leading into Toontown. Oh no! Is it empty? Do we know it's empty?
We don't know if it's empty or not at that point.
So, I'm treating this huge tank like a swimming pool. We used to have a big whatever 30-foot swimming pool in the backyard, and the valve was about 10 inches above zero,
Right.
which is horrible. You can empty the pool up till that valve, but then the last 10 inches of water you have to hand shovel out.
Right.
I'm thinking the same thing. The valve is
Yeah.
here shooting horizontally. There must still be some in there. Okay.
There has to
So
be.
it goes in there. It gets hit by a tune train. In my mind, it splashes dip everywhere,
Right.
killing the train that's alive, all the people inside the train, things around it. Things went real dark for me real quick here. Tunes were dying everywhere.
It would have been a massacre.
I'm sorry, Melody. There's shoes everywhere.
I didn't think that because, I'm just watching the movie and it's like, okay, the thing got hit. That's it. It's done. I'm not overthinking.
What
and
are you
thinking,
trying to say?
oh my God, everyone's dying. No, the machine is done. That's it. There's no more. It magically disappears. It's magic.
Roma, what's she trying to say?
That you're an overthinker and overanalyzer. And I like where she's going with this because she's not wrong.
The machine is dead. That's it. So it's movie magic and it's Toontown and everything is rainbows and unicorns.
And
Well, in
butterflies
Toontown,
and music and everything.
It pretty much is in Toontown. Everybody's singing and happy.
Exactly. So it just magically disappears. No one dies, okay? The shoe was the last one.
The last one to die. Okay, no other shoes were harmed. Okay.
No.
Eddie washes away the last of the dip in the warehouse so that Roger and Jessica can get down. The ink on Eddie's shirt reappears, and he comes to the realization that it's disappearing, reappearing ink. Ha ha ha, funny gag by Acme. Then he thinks about something. The piece of paper. The one that Roger found that was blank that he wrote the love note on. So he gets Roger to read it out. And as he's reading it out, it turns into the will, and he's reading the will. Which, okay, funny gag as well. The tunes get Toontown. Hooray! Everybody's happy. We get a big kiss from Eddie to Roger. And all the characters are singing, and it's the end.
Right.
Now, we saw a couple, again, like I said, I didn't write down all the characters, because there was way too many characters in this, especially this scene. But we got to see Goofy.
Yep.
I liked that they showed Goofy in the warehouse. Tell me something. This is going to be this is the toughest one. This is my last question of the video. This is the toughest one I have for you guys yet. Pluto, Mickey Mouse's dog, is a dog.
Yes.
He doesn't speak. He does bark. He walks on all fours.
Right.
Goofy. I can't remember where I seen it, but at some point they said Goofy isn't a dog. That's why Pluto is different. Pluto is a dog.
Yes.
Goofy is not a dog. He has similarities to a dog. He's not a dog. What is Goofy? Do you guys know what Goofy is? Or would you say he is a dog?
I went down the rabbit hole with this one, and there was the stating that he was possibly a cow because he was married to Maribel, the cow, and that's where he got Max from Goof Troop. Yeah, there's been so many of these things. I don't really know, to be honest, but I always thought he was a dog, and I always had that argument. Is like, why is Pluto on all fours and Goofy is not, and Goofy could talk and Pluto can't? So he looks like a dog. He doesn't look like anything else.
He's not a dog. I don't think he's a dog. But there's always like some of the old Mickey Mouse cartoons that they kind of make reference that he is. So what is he? I'm not sure. Because he did have a son, but who did he have the son with? Was it the cow?
Yeah, was it the cow? We don't know. Because we know that's his girlfriend, but we don't know if they ever had a baby or if they got married at all. It was Clarabelle. But yeah, he looks like a dog, doesn't act like a dog. Now, in this movie, in this last scene, when he has this line, they're all talking about the doom puddle, and Goofy says something like, he wasn't a dog. Why is he referencing that he's not a dog? Unless he's implying that I'm a dog. He's definitely not a dog. So in Roger Rabbit's world, Goofy's a dog.
Goofy's a dog.
Weird that Disney would review this and allow that.
So I did a quick Google search here. So he's an anthropomorphic dog, which means a dog with human traits.
So he's a dog man?
I guess
I
so.
guess so.
Okay.
But he's not the same kind of dog as Pluto. Pluto is a pet dog, while Goofy is a person in the Disney world. Look at
Okay.
that. Thank
Okay,
you, Google.
So it's so weird. Because he's a dog person, but nobody else, like, talk about the main Disney cast. Nobody else is a person. Mouse, duck. They're all animals.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like a cop-out that they're saying he's a mix of a dog and a person. Nobody else is a
Well,
mix.
it says that he's a dog, but with human traits.
With human traits, yeah. So why would he get human traits?
Or
Or
why would
are we
he? Yeah,
saying-
why would he have the human traits and Pluto not have human traits?
Or are we saying that all characters except for Pluto have human traits? Like Mickey's a mouse with human traits. Donald's a duck with human traits. Is that what we're saying?
I guess
That's
I
what
guess
Disney is saying.
I guess that's
Okay.
what Disney's saying.
So
Is that
Pluto is the one
That's-
that's the odd man out. Pluto's the freak.
basically, yeah, Pluto. Well, not the freak. He's the pet.
He's the freak. He's the only one who doesn't have human traits. Even DuckTale, they, I guess, are all with human traits.
Yeah, they are.
I can't think of another pet. Oh no, the dog, the really mean bulldog. Yeah.
Bulldog.
No, that dog talks. No, sorry.
Oh, you're right. He does
walks
talk.
around all bodybuilder-esque.
Yeah.
Damn. I
Yeah,
don't
there's no other pet.
I'm going to spend another hour or two just looking into this.
You can't even say Chippendale are pets or animals because they also have human like.
They talk. They're so good.
Okay.
They're funny.
Anyways, okay. That was really my last point. The only other thing that I want to say is we need more Roger Rabbit. This,
Yes.
my thoughts of the movie, even though I had a couple spots where I would give it a thumbs down or a near thumbs down, I loved this movie. Through and through, I loved it. Mel, we normally rank these movies out of 10. I'll tell you now, Roma, I'm giving this one a 10. It's my first 10 of all the movies we've done.
Yeah,
I'm giving it
I
a fucking 10.
I'm gonna agree with you. It was classic movie from our childhood. Brings back a bunch of memories of all the cartoons, of the actual, like, everything from Walt Disney, from Disney and Warner Brothers. Great storyline, great script, great actors, great decision on everything. You were right. There were some moments that were iffy, but this would be a solid 10.
You're talking
100%.
about like your magic tunnel theory, right? That's one
No.
of the iffy one.
That's not one of my
Let's
theories.
move on to
That's your-
Melanie now.
That's your
Melanie, do you got a rating?
10 rabbits out of 10.
10 rabbits out of 10.
10 rabbits out of 10.
Okay, being Portuguese though, are these cooked rabbits?
Oh my god. No
Oh,
cooking
no.
rabbits.
No
I
cooking. These are
refuse to eat rabbit.
So
happy,
good though.
happy, good
No.
side toon rabbits, not villain rabbits. Okay.
Yeah, not villain rabbits.
So what was your number,
I just
Roma?
love the.
I said 10.
10? What did we? And you gave it a 10 too, Mel?
All three of us gave it a 10.
Wow. 10 straight across the
Yeah.
board. Wow, that's crazy.
She says, "Mommy, why don't they make movies like this anymore?" I said, "Because we're too sensitive. It's too sensitive for these kind of movies."
And that's a sad thing to say because I don't think it was that bad. Yes, the bullets were a little
I don't
bit
think
much.
so either.
We'll go with that. But I would love to see more movies done like this.
Yeah.
Here's
I hope
hoping
the
that the
Wile E.
Wile E. Coyote, like the Wile E. Coyote one, is like not on par. Obviously, it's not going to be like Roger Rabbit, but I hope it's just as good. Where it brings back the nostalgia memories, the classic memories of this kind of movie. Right? I want to see more of it. I'd love to see Disney and Warner Brothers get back together and do another movie together like this. I would love to see something similar.
I think that's what they tried to do with Space Jam too. They did the remake.
Yeah,
I didn't
which
like
was
it.
horrible. That was
Yes.
horrible. It was terrible.
The
Well-
original Space Jam was good. Not
So good.
the-
Yes.
Genius.
Not the
So
second
good.
one.
So good. Yeah. Okay. Well, Mel, you know, we're at 2 hours already. Normally, when it's just me and Roma, we don't talk this much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He just nods and sits there looking pretty, and I ramble on.
Yes.
So every time we've had a guest, it's been around this amount of time, which is great. We enjoy it. Tell anybody listening. I think we have 4 people listening, Roma.
I got more people to follow us this weekend, so we should be good.
Where
Oh,
can
that's
people
good.
find you? Where can they find you, Mel?
Social media. So Facebook, Pinterest, X. I still call it Twitter. It's Momma Braga. On Instagram, it has to be different because they locked me out of my first account. So it's official_Momma Braga on Instagram. And then, of course, online, it's mommabraga.com.
Awesome. Awesome. You guys check out Momma Braga's podcast. There's an episode in season 1 titled The Portuguese. It's a guy you might know. Check it out. Other than that, Roma, where can they find us?
Instagram, YouTube, we have Spotify. Just, comment, like, share, do whatever you guys got to do. Doing this for fun, and I hope everybody else here is having fun doing it.
Yeah. And we are still actively looking for sponsors. Guys, I say this all the time. We need stuff. Okay.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, thanks for listening. See you next time.
Thanks for watching 2 Dudes, 1 VHS. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Follow Roma and Alex on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content, and catch the full experience on Spotify too. See you on the next one!